सेवक ए रंग माता Fayo Kirpal Deen Dukh Panjan Har Har Kirtan E Manarata. Now Guruji is given an answer. He says, what's a Buddha Vivek for Buddhi to achieve it? He says, Tero Sevak E Rangamata. He goes, you have to be imbued. Dera Sevaka, the truthful person what we're talking about, is nutty about that. Har Har. Fayo Kirpal Deen Dukh Panjan. Just Deen Dukh Panjan Kirpal Hunda and blesses us. Then he gives us Har Har Kirtan E Manarata. Then a man rang lag janda man nu. That is truthfulness. So it's not about si daan pun kina kita, asi part kinna kara liya for other people. This isn't a service to the society. This is a service for yourself to go inside. Is there any questions?
Just talking about the Kanpad Sahib, right? I think most of our Gurdwaras do hold one after the other, or 3 or 4 Kanpads in a row for home to be taking place every Sunday. So doesn't it become the duty of the committee or the Gursikhs together? I don't think so. Any committee tells the family who is booking a Kanpad कि ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਓ ਭਾਵ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਾ ਜਾਣ so as a Gursikh the first person who's sitting on the chair taking the notepad and making the booking shouldn't he be giving at least some set rules what the family should be and why the Kanpad should be taking place?
Yeah, that's very good point. Hopefully this is a start to that kind of thinking. What is, our generation has been doing this for a long time. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੀ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਖੰਡ ਪਾਠ ਰੱਖਣਾ. That's our thinking. To remove that type of thinking, what we have to understand is what's the Gurbani saying. And there's a lot of failures. There's absolutely there's a failure in the booking system, there's a failure in the prachar system, and there's a failure in the general communication. If the Sangat has got a drive, committee nu koi lod nahi hai, unna di lode nahi hai se committee di. I don't think a Gurdwara needs a committee. That's my sochni. That the drive will happen through the Sangat. And if you read, I mean, even if you look at Pratna, the Guruji was expecting the Khalsa to stand up and say, come, this is the right thing, this is how we're supposed to be working. So absolutely at this stage, with the way the Gurdwaras are working, that's a good idea. It's just to say, as a family, as what the guidelines are for a Kanpad, to see at least minimum 24 hours of suno. All is in the Gurdwara. I mean, I'm in the committee here, so I'm a terrible person, but jehdi cheez all generally the committee is doing is saying khand path challe thoda ek member ithe rehna chahida security lai. It's not for security, is it? It's for it's ek member rehna chahida anhad shabad sun la pave. Yeah, so that's the problem, because asi part nu formality samjhiyo aa. No.
Where the Kanpad starts from, because the idea of reading Gurbani is to do the vichar on that rather than just pad poti lagi wali kitabaan shabd ke vichar chahte hain. Just reading मैं चारी पाठ वाले मैं किसी का नाम नहीं लेना चाहती. मैं पहले पिछले हॉल में बैठी थी, वो भी पहन लिखते थे अपनी गुरबानी है नहीं कार हो मैं चारी पाठ शुरू किए, right? So that sort of feeling should go away rather than counting मेरा एक मुक गया तो 4 मुक गए जब 21 मुक गए. So it should be just Gurbani which are just on even 2 pankti or 1 pankti or 1 shabd, and I suppose everybody's life would be.
What we got to understand is that topic is जो Guruji doesn't condemn padna, है ना? जो Guruji कहते समझ है, सूझ है, पढ़ पढ़ बूझे, समझ है, सूझ है, पढ़ पढ़ बूझे, है ना? सही से जी समझ नहीं थे सोची आगे from it, पढ़ पढ़ के वो तो बहुत इधर नालों कोई किड़ी चीज़ चंगी है, the same as Kirtan, the same as Simran. When it becomes like, as you're saying, मेरा counter हो गया, my countdown down to from 40 to 1, then it becomes a problem because then it's not पढ़ पढ़ बूझे, it's a kind of a disconnected kind of पढ़ना, है ना? Even that, what we got to remember in Gurbani agad बहुत चीज़ है. ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ someone reading it don't understand it, not trying to understand it, but they're going through it at mega speed, ਕੋਈ ਮਾੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ, even that ਉਹ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਹਿਣ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ 9 million times ਚੰਗਾ for them to even just say ਮੈਂ 40 ਪਾਠ ਕਰ ਲਏ in 20 days, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ, but there's more quality way of doing it, there's a more quality way of doing it. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, not people start condemning them, you shouldn't say anything. Jo karda, someone's doing that, it's still one of the वही करना जिरे आत्मिक अवस्था वाले गुरसिखा, what they say, they say that जिरे person in this dunya, sometimes to get amrit 5 janam lag jande हैं. Now I can't put numbers on anything, but when you do amrit, it doesn't necessarily mean you clocked it in amrit, है ना? There's another, some people just do part in this life, but on the next janam which they get a lot of, that thing builds up and they get Simran in the next life, है ना? So, karma philosophy and all that, to understand that, बहुत औखी चीज़ें हमारे ने गुप्त रखी हुई really असलियत which we can't really comment too much on it. Someone who gets dibdrishti, dibdrishti means when your akhan become you can actually see चीज़ें that आम person can't see. So dibdrishti then you can find out by अच्छा, and कई बारी that's हुक्म वाली गल है. जिन्हें हुक्म में जिन्हें चीज़ मिलती है उन्हीं की मिलती है ना. कई बारी you can explain something a lot to someone, it doesn't make that much difference. Sometimes you can say one small thing to someone and they get, there's the BBM who in Europe, some when the things go to Europe, the European BBM Gorian, they're from different things, and all they've done is gone on the internet and read 2 shouts or something like that. One person, I was just told the other day, they heard learn the Kirtan on the Bajja. They just watched that video, one video learning Kirtan. Is that we have this in our thing, we get the best ragis, Kathawajak, listening to it for 40 years and then say, we still end up there, and there's another person who just watches one video and sees the person go Sare Gama Pada Nisa and adds a shout to it, they go, what's that next level thing? And that's the ਜਦੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ inside, then the person just totally changes, whereas another person ਪੱਥਰ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੱਥਰ ਮੂੰਹ ਨਾ ਭਿੱਜੇ ਹੀ. He says you put a pathar in water for 100 years, you can smash it, it's still dry inside, no? Because that's how mind becomes like that sometimes. Pathar ਵਾਂਗੂ ਉਹ ਭਿੱਜਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. And that's what we were talking about, bhai anak jatan kar atam nahi dravai, har dargah ko kaise gave, bhai anak jatan da bahut karde hain, par atma soft nahi hundi. Guru says atma dravai rahe livalai, because when your mind and heart goes soft, he goes then live lag jandi hai. It's when it's hard and he says don't want to change, I'm stubborn, theek hai, how much I'm doing, don't complain, it's all right, it's nice. That's when it's problem. Anji. So jo Purani Gobind Dhyava, you have to read the first bit as well. Guru said just Simran karda on, because even if that person's padya, in other words educated, or unpadya, Paramagata Pave, both of them achieve it. He says this is a koi buddhi, koi khas buddhi wali gal nahi hai, this as well. We say it's buddhi, we need Guru da gyan, but it isn't koi, but if a person's got IQ of 163, usually they probably won't. ये Guru Ji said पढ़िया मूर्ख आखिए जिस लभ लोभ अहंकार आ या पढ़ के भी मूर्ख बन जाते ज़्यादा पढ़ के because we get egotistical, say I'm clever, you're not clever, you know. So it's not even that. ये सारी गल है प्रेम दी. It's about love, and love is something everybody's got. A soft heart is really something everybody's got. It's just covered up, and if we love the cover more than we love the internal thing, that's where the problem is. If you take the cover off, but we love the cover more. So everyone's got that. Everyone's equipped to achieve it. That's what Guruji is saying. Sare ko la cheez. It's just we get different understanding of what the right way is. And you know when we talk about someone's done 45, oh kisi bibi, oh kisi mard, only the bas di gal thoda. That's what you're getting told by a lot of people, innit? Ek part karna, karna. That's what they're getting told. It's fine. If that, I'm not saying, and you don't condemn that either. I don't condemn it. What it is 24 घंटे साडा काम आ, and it's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard for me anyway. If someone else finds it easy, ਉਹਦਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ 24 ਘੰਟੇ ਲਿਵ ਲਾਣੀ. That's what you're supposed to be trying to do, है ना? ਬੈੰਦੇ ਉੱਠਦੇ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਆ, and it's supposed to be trying to. That's where you're trying to aim for. And if that person's doing 101 part, and that helps them get majority of their time, top marks, है ना? If it's not, if it's distracting us, then maybe you need a different method. But in method, you have to try what works for you. I don't think two things. Sometimes the same thing doesn't work for two people. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sieve di gal hai, it's the same. When they took a sieve and they said, because someone was saying, if you keep reading it, what are you going to achieve from that? He says, you take a sieve and mela siga sieve, and he goes, pani pai da vich. You know, it's like Barney. He said, but Barney just keeps coming out. He says, look, I kept putting Barney in it, I didn't get any water in it, and it always saying, gal hogi Barney pad li, and it went. But he says, sieve nu dekho hone ne, and the sieve was shiny. He said, sieve si wo shiny ho gaya. He says, odi idi bhi mail laati hone pani ne. And the Barney does the same thing. There's a shabd where Guruji says, apne lob ko kino meet. He goes, apne lob lai Waheguru nu friend banaundi. That means when we want something, we're greedy and we need something, we make him our friend. Then he's our best friend. And that's what Kabirji says, be kaam pare jo simriye, aisa simro need. He says, when you got a desire for something, let me give you an example. You at home, your partner hasn't come home. Then you start thinking the worst. You start Waheguru Nyana hasn't come home. Someone's ill, they're going for a very difficult operation. Chances are they might not survive. You're part of it. Kabirji saying, काम परे जो सिमरी है ऐसो सिमरन नहीं थे जिदा काम जिदा कोई desire होंदा and then उदो सिमरन होंदा you can do that when you haven't got desire है ना. If you do that fe o preet we talk about preet in another week. Prem है ना. Prem is sometimes a difficult concept to describe even. But जे प्यार that you're trying to build up enough प्यार बच जाए before they stink. Then दूजी चीज चंगी ना लगे. That's what we want. The other stuff doesn't feel nice, doesn't seem nice, you know. ठीक है सारे लेट हो गए रिंग बड़िंग हो जाना सारे ने हाँ Any last question? Going on. Why?